everybody, today I'm just going to do a tiny little bit of refactoring on this component that I'm building. I have these three buttons here that allow me to set on reds, clear on reds, and translate stuff to French. And every time I create a new button, and I do intend to create new buttons here, I have to write a little bit of tedious code. Vim, no, it's Vim. So yeah, the code to create these buttons, it's only 48 lines of code, but every time I do this, I always forget to do the document body append step. And it's just like, uh, it should be a little easier for me. I actually caution people against writing like three-line helper functions sometimes because sometimes even that minimal amount of indirection makes the code distracting for other people to read. But the stakes are pretty low here. This is code that really only I am ever going to maintain. And again, this code is just helping me test the actual component. The code that I actually want to contribute to Zulip won't be affected by my changes here. So I'm taking a little latitude to embrace my personal style of coding despite the caveats that I just explained. So let's see. And I'm going to change the French button to use this new helper. Despite what I said earlier, like I consider these one-line functions in JavaScript to be really idiomatic for JavaScript. Like it's a function-based language. Just give these one-line idioms, a memorable name. Translate to French. Let's see. I'm giving the button a new label of French instead of FR for two reasons. I think it's obviously more clear to the user. It was only me, and it will also allow me to make sure that my change is actually taking effect because I do things like forget to rerun the compiler and stuff like that, and just saying anything. Uh, for this kind of small refactoring, I'm not incredibly meticulous. I'm gonna let the compiler do the work of figuring out, which things I forgot to modify. But before running the compiler, I am going to examine the current diff because I think that will immediately show me at least some subset of obvious errors that I could have made. Okay, so I have this new function called make test button. It takes in a label and an action, creates a button, sets the inner text. I should possibly just call it inner text, the parameter, but label to me is a little more descriptive. Inner text feels like an implementation detail. And then I add an event listener for click for the action. I do document body append. I wrap the logic to actually translate the panel to French inside of that function called translate to French. And I make the test button. That feels right. All right, I got a little syntax error, line 17. The reason that TypeScript didn't complain about that is that my UI code actually doesn't run through TypeScript. It's still written in pure JavaScript. I'm just more fluent in JavaScript at the current moment than I am in TypeScript, and um, I'm usually able to diagnose these types of errors pretty quickly. See, line 17. I don't even really need to run the compiler again, so I'm not going to. Translate is not defined. Again, look at the diffs. All right. Complain about favicon, but that's okay. So the button says French, and it's not working. Why is it not working? I'm starting to think I should just do the work of cutting over to French, or not French, to TypeScript. I'm definitely more fluent in English than I am in French, whereas the difference between my JavaScript fluency and TypeScript fluency is not quite as extreme. Let's see. Uncaught exception could not establish connection. It's even saying that it's translating. You guys see that, right? So it is trying to translate. but it's clearly not actually translating. Oh, I just accidentally removed this one line here. Okay, so I'm going to commit that for sure. It's working. In case it wasn't clear. En français. Okay, on to the next buttons. There's no reason to even save the name of the button. I just realized. And again, here I'm going to give a slightly better name to the button. From my web server. Fresh. Set on reds. Okay. All right. And let's do it for this. All right. I feel pretty happy about these changes. I think it's going to make it easier for me to add buttons for things like testing to make sure that spectators only see a certain subset of line items, to make sure that people with screen readers um, see the proper things once you hide things with the aria or area, ARIA. I actually don't know how to pronounce it. I've read it a million times. With the aria hidden property. So clear, set on red counts, clear on red counts. Commit and push, and I am done. Thank you for listening. Bye.